Welcome back to Bauer Beauty. Today we're testing a brand new foundation. I did wear this the other day, but my primer was not priming. So I can't wait to try this under a good primer. So I'm gonna use my favorite primer ever, Vanish Primer. And then on the other half of my face, I'm gonna use this new color correcting serum by CoverGirl. I really want to get a solid wear test for the Revlon foundation with a primer I trust and I've used. This is new to me, so I just wanna make sure I'm giving the Revlon a fair shot. Let me tell you something. When I wore this the other day though, my skin looked gorgeous and flawless, and I am so excited to try this, and I'm excited for Revlon. I'm so excited that they made a comeback. The only thing I have on my skin is moisturizer and sunscreen. I moisturized with this water cream by Dermatology. I put sunscreen on. This is the Innisfree Daily SPF 36. It's okay. It's okay. Love this Dermatology cream. This is okay. It's like SPF 36, too low for me. It's too low for me. I like SPF 40 or 50 or something like that. All right, so let's do half my face with this. Now this color corrector is genuinely amazing. First impression, I was obsessed with it. It says serum, primer, serum, moisturizer, and primer, dullness reducer. So I'm gonna only, like I said, use this on this half of my face. So I'm gonna put this CoverGirl primer on the left side of my face. First impression, this primer was gorgeous. I really had low expectations for it, honestly. I was like, what is this yellow gimmicky bullshit? But it blurred and it was pretty matte. I like primers and foundations that are kind of matte. It kind of breaks up and it's so weird. It's like you really have to bounce this primer in with a sponge, and that's not a vibe. That's not a primer vibe. Okay, I'm so glad I only did this on half my face because I'm kind of regretting this. What? Does this work for anyone? Like, I just put this literally on dry. I'm so angry. Okay, this is the second time this primer is doing this. It gets like cakey. If this, see how this does this? You see this? It's not, it's like it pills. And it's like, it's not even being layered with anything. Okay, now I'm gonna put the Vanish primer on the other side of my face, and I'm so glad I did that this way because I don't know about that CoverGirl primer yet. I'm still testing it, but this primer is the greatest of all time, and I already know that. I already know that for a fact. This literally just glues your face together. It is truly a miracle. True miracle product. This is superior for texture. That's what I love primers for, is texture. I don't really care about have something long wear. This CoverGirl primer might be going back. I don't know if I'm liking it too much. So now I think the primers are all dried down, and I'm going to go in with the new Revlon Illuminance foundation. This is viral as hell. Have you guys seen it all over the internet? So go Revlon. This foundation, you can see the viscosity of it, hopefully. You can see like some of the texture on my hand, and that's good because I like a thinner viscosity. For my skin type, I really like thinner foundations. There's just no comparison. They're more comfortable, they're more natural, they're more flattering. It is thin and watery, but it's not like the wateriest I've ever tried. It's like still slightly creamy, which is fine because it's not greasy. I'm so excited to see this over my airbrush primer. Maybe I should do the other side with it too. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. I get really excited over things. This is unbelievable, not gonna lie. Oh my God, this is literally insane. Is this translating on camera? This sorcery? Is this sorcery translating on camera? It's genuinely airbrushed. Let's do the other half of my face that has the CoverGirl primer, which I feel like this side probably won't perform as well because of the fact that we did use that primer over there, but we'll really get to see the difference. Another odd thing about this foundation is I love how it smells. It smells a little bit like Play-Doh, and I'm just kind of living for it. Just reminds me of like arts and crafts. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy how much it smells like Play-Doh or clay or something. So this color is stunning. You know, even on this side with the disabled primer, it's still blurring pretty well. It's not as good, definitely not as good as the other side. Still giving like a really nice blurring effect. I would say this is like kind of like light to medium coverage, which is what I want. I do not want anything above medium coverage. Looks a little cakey. I mean, it just looks slightly cakey. This is a little bit thicker of a foundation than I would normally like. I mean, it is beautiful on the skin. There's no doubt about that. It's definitely better on this side than this side. This side, it just looks a little bit thicker and cakey. So what happens when you have a foundation that's a little bit thicker with a little more opacity? So like there's viscosity and opacity. Viscosity is like how thin it is or how thick it is, and then opacity is how pigmented it is. So the thicker the viscosity and the higher the opacity, the more texture I see. So I typically like foundations with high viscosity and low opacity. This is like a damn mathematical equation right now in my head. Yeah, I think that's it. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I will check back with you guys. Yeah, it looks like shit on this side because of that primer. Like this side looks thick and cakey and greasy, and then this side just looks kind of flawless. Can you see in the camera? This lighting is... You see how like kind of greasy it looks over there, but over here I feel like it looks more matte. That's why primer matters. Oh my God, this is so greasy and disgusting. I just can't. I literally just can't. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and then I will check in with you guys later on tonight. We will see how this foundation is holding up. But right now, loves this side. With the proper primer, I love it. Okay, checking in hours later. Let's check it out. I think it looks kind of decent. It's 8:45. I put this on at probably 2 or 3. So, I mean, you can definitely see a little bit of texture occurs, especially with heavier foundations. This isn't heavy, but it's just heavier than my standard. So here's a good example. On the left, the one that's running, that is Tarte Hydroflex. And on the right, that is Revlon. So you can see what I'm talking about when I reference viscosity. I like watery foundations. So compared to my watery foundation, the Revlon is more thick and viscous and creamy. That emphasizes texture over time. Now here they are spread out. Do you see how you can see the texture through the Tarte, which is on the left? So you can see the texture of the skin. It almost is looking like it's about to dry matte. But on the right, as it spreads out, you really can't see texture in the skin. See?